Hey guys, it's Amy. I wanted to come to you this morning and show you my junk journal that I made for a swap that's been hosted by Kay Loves to Scrap. Kay actually ended up being my partner, and this is the little junk journal that I made for her. This is my first time ever making a junk journal. I've made smash books, but this was a little different. So I hope Kay really likes this, because I try to put a lot of work into it. As you can see, I used a lot of stamps on the front. Here it says Flowers in Bloom, Fire Up the Grill, 4th of July, Camp Fever. These little flowers I made using the Cricut and just layered them. These are like what you get from the wedding department at Michael's. And this is from the Cricut. This is like I made a mold of a button, and this is the clay version that I made, and I painted it. And this is a Tim Holtz clip, and I just used some E6000 and glued that flower on there. And these are like some little miniature mailbox letters. They're plastic. They're made to look like they're metal. Some washi tape, but let me back it up where you can see. That's the front of it, and I'll take you inside to show you some of it. Take the clip off. I got some downloads, and I'm not sure if they were printables, and they may have come from a blog or something I found on Pinterest, but this was one of them. It says favorite photo, and you'll see some more. This was from the paper collection that I used. Here's the inside, and you can see it's just cut out a few of my favorite things. A 1 through 10 list, some scrapbook paper, some I think these are Kay and Company stickers. The theme was summertime for this journal swap. This is a cutout. I sewed it in with my sewing machine. I used some graph paper, some multimedia paper. This is another one of the cutouts. It says Instagrammed. Maybe I should move this white paper where you can see. And this is that little hand clip. Excuse me. Some more graph paper. And we were supposed to put things in it like junk mail, and this was an envelope that my husband used to travel a lot for his job, and he stayed at a bunch of hotels. And I just folded it in half and sewed it into the signature. This book is sewed together. And folded it in half and punched a little half circle here to make a pocket. This is another one of the cutouts. It says Snapshot. Can y'all see that? I'll go this way. I don't want to zoom in too much where you can't see anything. And then this is like some regular computer paper. I got these little note cards, little index cards, and I cut this piece out on the Cricut and folded it in half, and then zigzag stitched them together across the top of the page. This is some scrapbook paper. It's a map and a little cutout that I used my tiny attacher and adhered it. This is another one of those cutouts. It says I love scrapbooking, and a Tim Holtz flashcard that's been sewed in with the machine. I believe this is a piece of watercolor paper, some ledger paper, some more computer paper. This is some more multimedia paper, and this is like the blank index card you get, and I just stamped this stamp on there. And I can't remember who made them stamps, and I've got them all put up. But it says, do more than you need to, care more than you have to, learn more than is required. And then this is another one of those scallop shapes. I folded it in half and sewed the whole thing into the page, so it's a flap. And then this is the back of the multimedia. She can, you know, use gelatos or watercolors or whatever she wants to do. This piece of handmade paper, it's kind of like a heavy ink screen printed on it. And then this is another piece of the scrapbook paper. We were to include two recipes. So this was my first recipe, and I printed it out on cardstock so it would be, you know, firmer. That's not even the right word. So it would be more substantial. It wouldn't, you know, tear up easily. She could take this out and put it in any book and not have to reprint it on anything else. And I made this little pocket by cutting out this shape on the spellbinder's die, and you fold it in half and layer it over the edge of the paper like this. If you can see under here, it's layered right here. And then when you fold it in half to make the signature for the book, it makes a pocket. So, and then there's just some little tickets in here. Crazy quilt raffle, and some computer paper, some more ephemera tags and stuff. And this is the back of that piece. This is a sheet of Japanese or Chinese, I don't know the difference, honestly, to tell you. In reading it, I wouldn't know the difference. It's a newspaper that my husband picked up at one of the hotels. He was near like the Toyota plant, and the hotel was trying to accommodate some of the Asians that worked there, and so they had some of the Japanese newspapers there, and he brought one home. So I used Mod Podge on it to keep it from tearing or anything. So, but I thought it was just real unique, and like it is a junk journal, so I thought it was real cool. This is a piece of watercolor paper that I coffee stained, and then this is another piece of multimedia paper. This is a little layering scrapbook paper, another one of those hand clips, and this is a handmade piece of paper that I used a Sizzix die on and some red twine, made a pocket. This is the center of the book, and then there's the back of that and the other multimedia page. This one says noteworthy, and I used my tiny attacher to attach that. These were some autumn leaves stamps that I had, and there's a whole bunch of them in the back here. I created this little library pocket. It says create, and I made all these from that stamp set. This one says true story. This one's just a memo tag. This one says moment. So there's just a whole bunch of them that I created and cut out so that she could have them in the book. So I just used the tiny attacher again and made a pocket here. And this is the other piece of that newspaper, and I guess they're talking about weight loss. You see they're looking at how their clothes fit. It's hilarious to me. I think it's so cool. And the back of that, it does make the page just a little bit sticky, like if humidity gets on it, but it's not anything that's gonna stick and peel apart. It comes right apart if it sticks. This is a ephemera piece, flashcard. This is my other recipe, and she said that she liked postcards and stuff, so I try to include some things that I thought she would like. This was the little summertime toes, little bare feet. The other piece of that scrapbooking paper. These are the rest of the cutouts that I didn't use in the book. It says I make stuff, hooray, documented, Instafave, collect memories, smile. I cut this tag out, I believe, using the Tim Holtz, the tiny tags. die, and that's from the scrapbook paper that I used. And let me turn these back around. Let me look and see. This was the scrapbook paper that I used for that line, the Daily Junk. And I just thought it was, you know, it had the most cutouts and most ephemera pieces to it. It's pink paisley. So that was the paper line that I used. That's where this comes from. And this paper too. My husband used to do, like I said, he used to travel a lot, and he worked on heavy machinery sometimes. And these are lockout tagouts, and they're plastic. They're real heavy duty. I sewed it in and made kind of a little pocket flap there for her, and I sewed it to the watercolor paper. This is a piece of computer paper, but I stamped on it, "Live today, remember it tomorrow." And I rounded all the corners so that it would fit inside this file folder, and I'll explain to you about the file folder in a minute. This is the back of that ledger paper and watercolor paper, and another piece of scrapbooking paper with another one of those flaps. And this one says, some people strengthen others just by being the kind of person they are. I like those little quotes. This is the back of that pocket piece, or I made another pocket there. Some more graph paper, another piece of multimedia paper with a heart, graph paper, and then, like I said, she liked postage stamps, so I used this one, this stamp, and this one has a stamp that goes with it. It says, "Do not go where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." Ralph Waldo Emerson. Then I used some washi tape down here, and this is another piece of scrapbooking paper, but it did not come out of this kit, and I've already showed you this. Now I'm going to show you this file folder. You see how when you buy file folders, the regular manila folders, they have these gusseted, well, not gusseted, but these pleated fold-out pages, you know, to accommodate more papers. I wanted that. I wanted to cut down the 5x7 size, but I wanted to use a regular manila folder to do it, and I wanted this to stay intact. So what I did was use the Cricut to get this shape, the file folder shape. Used a regular file folder cut down to fit my Cricut Mini machine mat. Used my Gypsy, lined up the cut where the fold was right there on that seam, so when I cut it out, it would cut all around it, but the fold would remain right there in the middle. So it worked out perfect the first time. I was so happy with that. I was able to use a real manila folder and make it a miniature size. And I hope it's not a huge book, and it doesn't have a whole lot of scrapbooking paper in it, but it's got a lot of different papers in it, and I think it's something that she can use. And I watched a lot of her videos, and I tried to do something that I thought she would really like. So Kay, if you're watching this, I hope that you really enjoy this little book. And I'm going to get it off to the post office this morning, so it's headed your way. I'll talk to you soon about that. I have one more thing I want to show you guys. I made this card for my friend Wendy's daughter. She graduated from high school just last week, and I used the Cricut and some Close to My Heart stamps to create this ribbon. This is a Spellbinders frame, and I just stenciled it and embossed it, and I used this paper pad from My Mind's Eye. It's called Dolled Up. I love this paper pad. I've used it so much. But this is just the outside. I layered the papers, and this side was real colorful, and then I layered some on the inside, and I'll put like a label shape in here to sign it. It's not quite completed, but I wanted to show it to you. A little seam binding bow, and it's got a lot of the paper layered on the front. But anyway, I thought it was cute and thought I'd share it with you. So that's all I got for today, and I'll this video up and get off to the post office this morning. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.